Okay, so it's been a couple days later, and we went ahead and got some parts for Casey that came in. We got his brake pads and his rotors, but what's weird is StopTech only sent us the passenger side front and rear rotors, but he has his brake pads for front and rear, both sides. So we're just waiting on that, and then he also got his PCV valve.
Yep, and I got some lug nuts.
And some lug nuts.
We also got new wheels.
We did get new wheels.
So we're test fitting them.
I think you're going to like them, so I'll go out there and we'll show you. Got the car up. We are now focusing on putting on the passenger side rotors. And then here are the new wheels, which, oh, they look so nice.
Okay, and another thing, we did get coilovers for the car. There's no reason I'm doing this. I'm excited. I kind of want to see how everything falls together.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of mocking it up. We are going to be taking back off a lot of stuff again. Over here on this side, once we do get our caliper in, I'm pretty sure he explained this to you. That is cracked.
Yeah, so this was the problem that I was talking about in the first video, is that this part of the caliper, which bolts to the hub, is completely snapped. So we're just waiting on the new caliper to come in, which should have been here, or will be here tomorrow, right? Casey has got to go back to work on Monday, and today is Wednesday. So we got around 5 days, well, a little less than 5 days to get this thing up and on the road so he can get back to work. It might not be 100% where we want it to be, but it'll be drivable so that he can go back to work. We can start racking in some more cash and continuing to build this thing. And thank you guys for the support on the last video. It got, you know, like close to 50 views, which is awesome, or like 30 or 40 views, something like that. So thank you for that. That's super awesome, man. And I will see you guys later. Good morning. It is the next day. My hair is looking a bit crazy. I don't have a hat on today. Ooh, the sun is really bright. So, update on the car. So we're going to be replacing that with this one. Ooh, nice and fresh with the paint. And his inner tie rod is bent. I'm not sure if we covered this yesterday, but we are going to have to go to Subaru today and see if we can pick up this part. I also need to go to Subaru so I can pick up my oil filter and then head out to Walmart and pick up some oil. Okay, so we are swapping out the tie rod because we actually went to Subaru and they just so happened to have the last one in stock for Casey's car. So how you feeling?
Pretty hyped, man. Never done this on a Subaru before, so I'll learn.
Alright, so we are going to go ahead and knock this out, and then I'll keep filming whenever we got more parts on. Guess what came in? We got the Faction Fab coilovers, and we also got the StopTech rotors. So today's goal is we are putting on the new tie rod. We're going to put on the new caliper. We're going to bleed the brakes, and we're going to install his set of coilovers. That is the goal. If we're not able to knock it all out in one day, we're going to have this thing fully done by tomorrow for sure. So
spacers come in tomorrow.
Okay, spacers do come in tomorrow. Let's go ahead and open these up.
Bro, it never even said these sent.
Wow.
It said they were in Texas.
Well, shout out to Faction Fab because that was really fast. These got here in 3 days.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Guys, if you see my address and my phone number on here, just send me funny memes. And honestly, send me some car parts or some cool stickers or something. Rotors, but it's all good.
There we go. One rear. Oh no, that's the front. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Front.
One front rotor. So, Faction Fab. I wanted to buy these coilovers when I was looking, and the reason that I told Casey to go ahead and pick these up is because they are a cheaper alternative to something like BC, but I've heard nothing but really good reviews on them. Like, you go online, you see really positive reviews on this company. I mean, think about how fast they were sent to us, you know, it's like 3-4 business days and they were already here. Like, that's incredible. And then when you actually look at the material themselves, build quality, I mean, oh man, look at that, dude. I mean, it just looks phenomenal. I know I'm not very in-depth on like showing you the bolts and things to remove, But there's a million YouTube videos out there that show you how to do all that stuff, and we just figured we wanted to have a cool video of us rebuilding this thing. Okay, so coilover install is going great. New rotors and brake pads are on. We have got to go run a few errands, so we're gonna just kind of put this on hold probably until we get back. This is Casey's side, looking really nice. We also, I'm pretty sure I showed this, but we put the new tie rod on. Yeah, coilover, rotor. This is the brand new brake caliper that we just got in, and man, is it clean. Like the whole setup right now in here just looks so nice. Haven't done the rears yet, but we are gonna get to that. I don't know if we are going to film. No, that doesn't make sense. We're going to continue to film. It's just, it's going to be a little hard because it's going to be dark outside and there's not much lighting here in the garage. But as far as it goes right now, everything is looking good. We're right on schedule for where we want to be. I just got to go run those errands and stuff. And by the way, if you do decide to buy some coilovers, these Faction Fab ones, I don't know if it's all coilovers or just this specific brand, but since we went with the Faction Fab, I'm going to continue to give them credit. They just fit so perfectly. I mean, they got in super nice, didn't have any problems. The only thing we had to do was pull out the impact to pull off one of the bolts for the hub, the knuckle, right here. I don't remember if it was this top one or this bottom one, but it was super, super easy after that, smooth sailing, so that's about it. So I'm going to cut the camera and then pick it back up when we start again, or hopefully we'll be done. Who knows? We are going to be installing the rear coilovers today. And hopefully that's everything. There's a few other things that we're going to do. Obviously, we got to put the panels back on inside the doors. But I wanted to show you this real quick. We picked up, or they finally came in, the wheel spacers. These are a 15 mil. It only came with 2. So on the fronts, as you can tell, our current fitment situation is, I mean, they basically sit flush. There's, I mean, millimeters worth of it, you know, poking out, not really much. And also same thing in the rear. I think that this side is dialed in as good as he wants it. With the coilovers installed, you can fit about 2 fingers in there, and then we're going to have to readjust this side, because if I'm not mistaken, you can fit 3 on this side. So, going to have to lower this about 1 finger length, so only a few millimeters, maybe not even a full inch. The rear on the current lowering springs, which is crazy because you can only fit like 1 1/4 of your finger in here. Like, the gap is insane. Also, the new brake calipers and the rotors and the wheels look really nice. Well, the calipers themselves aren't new, but it all looks really, really nice together. And then the last thing that also came in the mail is a vortex generator. This thing is pretty wide, which we were not expecting. Also, it came with these little like extra pieces of plastic, and I'm assuming somehow they go in here. I'm not really 100% sure how it's going to go on. I mean, we're going to have to figure that out on our own. Yeah, today's going to be a relatively busy day. It's raining outside. I'm actually going to open up the garage. I want to see what it looks like outside. I kind of like working with more light. Oh, yeah. Even though it's raining outside, I just opened up. I'm looking at myself on camera. There's so much light that just came in. This is insane. Ooh. Oh, yeah. It is cold. I do like the way it looks outside, though. It looks super nice. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and get started on the car once he gets out of the bathroom, and I will update you guys as we go along. Okay, so we're in the process of installing the rear coilovers. We got pretty much most of it done, but we weren't able to find a video on the brake line that connects to the actual original suspension setup, and so Casey kind of found a way to do it, because on the front, it's a bolt that you untighten, and then you can take the brake line off, and same thing with the ABS, but with the rears, it wasn't that case. So I'm going to have Casey explain kind of what's going on in here. I'm going to have my light so you guys can see.
Alright, so this right here, a lot of people online, they end up taking off this whole line, which is unnecessary, and we couldn't find a video on it, and I've never done one like this, so pretty much I found a way to pop that off. So I think you just get a screwdriver back underneath here. You could twist it, slide it, and it should come off if we're lucky.
It looks like it popped out a whole bunch, which is why we decided to put this on film, because again, we weren't able to find like a real solid video for people taking these off, and it looks like he's almost got it. It's like, yep.
See, that's how you do it. You don't have to go through and take a bunch of things off. I mean, if people out there who did know this, congratulations, we didn't. Now we do. Let's get this thing out of here.
Boom, got it off. Now all we gotta do is just install the new coilover, which, by the way, I know I said this earlier, and you can watch a whole bunch of different videos on how to install coilovers. It was way easier than we expected. There's only 4 bolts, at least on this setup, that held the seats on, and then we had to disconnect the little thing for the seatbelt, and then there's 3 bolts right there, and then you're good to go. So super straightforward, super easy to get these out. Anyway, I am going to go on my side now, do the same thing, and then we're going to install the coilovers, and we're going to, you know, adjust the fitment, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so the car is basically done at this point. We just installed the rear coilovers, put on the wheels, and we didn't run the front spacers yet. I'm thinking we're going to hold off on that for a second, but we're about to lower the car and see how the fitment looks. I do want to say, though, this is straight up eyeballing the suspension. Like, we did use a measuring tape this time, unlike the front where we use a piece of cardboard. Anyway, let's see how it looks. So we got 2 fingers on this side. Oh yeah, stiff. Hold on. I mean, honestly, we're off by maybe a millimeter or 2. You could still fit 2 fingers on this side, but it's a little bit more tight than this side. So we basically have this thing fully put back together. And when I mean fully put back together, I don't mean 100%. I mean, it's if we wanted to, we could take it out for a drive right now. The only other things that we get to do is literally just
Front wheel spacers.
front wheel spacers.
Oh, did you tell them about that?
So about
I meant to order a set, and I ordered a pair online.
Yeah.
So we ended up with 2 wheel spacers. We only need them for the front, but I don't want it to like.
it's gonna look a little odd for sure.
Until we get the other wheel spacers in.
Yeah, we just got to dial in a few more things, like putting on the trim. The bumper is out here. Got to put that back on. He also did order some new headlights, so we're waiting on those.
Got to wire up the taillights.
Wire up the taillights, fix the exhaust. But I mean, other than that, I mean, this thing could technically go for a rip right now if we wanted to. For anybody else watching who has a crashed WRX and is thinking about putting it back together, I got to be honest, I don't nearly have as much automotive experience as Casey does, but this was not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was just time consuming for sure, but it wasn't like, it didn't take an enormous amount of time, only a couple days. In fact, the longest portion was just waiting for parts to come in.
Yeah, we went down to Arizona, got the doors and the fenders, I don't know, last Friday. So exactly a week ago today, that's when we started putting it back together, and then we ordered the parts a few days later. And if you think about it, it only took about 4 or 5 days for all of our parts to get here that we needed. We're still waiting on headlights, but I mean, it's not a necessity right now.
So, I don't know if I'll film more videos on this, probably just some update stuff, but thank you guys for watching if you enjoyed. I'm thinking in the next video, I'll get some outside shots of the car whenever it's all fully put back together and dialed in 100%. But for right now, I think that pretty much concludes this episode.
It's cold.
Yeah, so I'm going to head out of here, but thank you guys so much for watching. I know I already filmed an outro, but yeah, I just want to show you guys. This thing's officially like done. We're getting it out of the garage, we're going to do a little test drive. We had to just move the brakes and then put on the front bumper and get everything else dialed in. But yeah, garage is an absolute mess. Bunch of parts and everything everywhere. But this has been an awesome journey over the last week or so now, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.